Hello and welcome to the second of our two Global Classroom 2013-14 launch webinars. Our first one was yesterday, very early in the morning for those of us in North America, and we had quite a few participants, and we learned about all the great projects that are going to be coming up for 2013-14, and we got to meet some of our project leaders. The Global Classroom is in its third year, and we're very proud of what we've accomplished and the community that we've built over the last 3 years. We started in 2011 with Michael and Deb Frazier tweeting and deciding that this would be a good idea. So in 2011 we had 7 teachers who participated in a couple little projects, and I think Tina Schmidt and Teresa and a couple of the people here started out with us as well. And then in 2011-12 we had 52 teachers. And then in 2012-13, we had 330 teachers from 42 different countries, and we have 480 people so far from 42 different countries. And we've just added our 20th project for this year, so we have 20 projects going right now, and some of our participants have created more than one project, but most of the projects are created by one project leader. So we're really excited about that. We're building with partnerships with educational organizations, and we'll talk about that in just a minute when I switch the slide. Has everybody had a chance to put their smiley face on the map? This is quite a nice range of people we have here. Looks like we have almost every continent except for South Africa or Africa. Asia, we're missing Asia. We had some people in Asia and Africa yesterday. So our Global Classroom is building partnerships with educational organizations with the view to facilitating and supporting projects which make a real world difference in the lives of teachers and the students around the world. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a poll. Just go ahead and vote for that right now. Okay, yeah, you can just put it in the chat. Exploring the possibilities, that's wonderful, and lots of us have stories to share, is good. All right, there we go. Now you can go to the box and vote. Excellent. All right, so most of us are here to explore the possibilities and to share their stories. Excellent. Let's move on. Learn with the world, not just about it, and that's what we're doing. We are learning with the world and learning from each other, and that's what the beauty of the Global Classroom Project is. We are a host to many projects. We don't run the projects. We host them, we promote them, we find participants, and we just help expedite all the good stuff that happens with these projects.
Okay. Yes, sir. It's a haiku deck that's been used. It's one of Michael's favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether you're hearing us.
Okay, here we go. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right, where will 2013-14 take us? 465 teachers, 42 countries, and 20 projects. Here's our partners. We work closely with people with the Hello Little World Skypers, the Global Virtual Classroom, the Open World Project, and the Project Purist. Moving on, and
yeah, I think Louisa's machine is having some problems. She's definitely being kicked out and then having to come back in again a few times.
This is okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about these projects and get through this. Heidi Hutchinson is not in the room. I don't see her. She is the person who has created the one and only Ivan Global PBL. It is a project where your class will read the one and only Ivan and then do some project-based learning and participation. There's a wiki that has all of the information on there. And if you visit our Global Classroom wiki, you will see all of the links and everything that you need to do that. I'm afraid to open that page and start laying the links in there only because if I do, I'll probably get kicked out again. So in just a minute, I will do that. We're going to move on to our next project. Well, this is the second slide for her Ivan P. All right, next up, Tracy Tyndall, and she's from New Zealand, and I'm going to turn my mic off and listen for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm got two different projects as part of the Global Classroom project. The first one is a project that I started last year with my Year 7 and 8 class. I'm not quite sure what grade that is in the States, but they're sort of 12, 13-year-olds. Basically, it all came about simply because they were all obsessed with using Minecraft and being able to use it in class. So we came up with being able to create a whole planet. Basically, the whole premise was that they got unlimited funds and were able to take a group of colonists on a spaceship to terraform a new planet. And they had to think about what sort of urban planning things that they'd need to build. Things like, housing for their colonists, hospitals, transportation, how they'd power their planet. So they researched into different sorts of green power sources. So they designed transportation, they designed plants and animals, and talked about their adaptations to the different environments. So they loved it. Such engagement I've never seen before. It was really, really, really amazing. And we got some fantastic results. Lots of them, would be doing it at home and in their own time, not just in the class time that we had to build. We are doing it again this year in my digital class, and the building is just so much better than last year. They all seem to be very, very skilled at building things very well thought out and well designed. I've got some pictures, but I'm not sure if I can share them on here or not.
I think actually in the time that we've got, we're pretty limited tonight, really. Okay. But if you do want to send us a link, perhaps if you've got a link maybe to some photos and things we could share,
okay,
that'd be great.
Them, on the wiki.
Oh, brilliant! Thank you. Certainly find Minecraft very compelling. I've got one of my sons is completely addicted to it. I think it's wonderful. Teresa, do you want to tell us about your Olympic Heroes project?
Sure. Can you hear me okay? I don't have a microphone built in. I have the built-in one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Excellent.
That's great.
Okay. I've participated in a Hero Voice Thread project for a few years with my 6th graders, and I was talking with some friends on Hello Little World Pipers, and with the Olympics coming up, we thought that it would be a great idea to actually have an Olympic Hero Voice Thread project. So on the website, you'll be able to have your students sign up for a hero. There's a list that they can look to see if one is already taken, and this hero it isn't, of course, it needs to be an Olympic person, but also they've made some type of deed or made the world a better place that kind of qualifies for hero qualities. So thank you, Tina, for putting the link in the chat there. And this will run all year long, even though we've got the Winter Olympics starting up pretty soon. But you're more than welcome to join, and I can't wait to see the voice thread when it's finished. So thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. That was brilliant. I'm searching for your slide, but I can't see a label against it at the moment. So if I can push it out, you've probably got a slide here, haven't you, in the deck? Yes, we seem to have lost Louise again. And Zoe, you're going to be speaking to us after this. So Teresa, it would be just great if we could, brilliant, you've done it. Wonderful. Thank you very much. So what I find particularly interesting about this project is that you're using voice, and voice actually in teaching and learning in virtual environments is my area of research. So it's one of the things certainly I found is that voice is really helpful at closing the psychological distance that we have between us as individuals. So yeah, that's a really powerful way of engaging those engaging young people. Zoe, would you like to talk to us next?
Okay, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hi, yes, we can hear you. That's great. I'm just going to, again, make you a moderator so that you can push your slide out from the little page explorer.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I came up with this project as part of my grade 3 social studies curriculum. We talk about different communities around the world and research. So I thought it would be interesting to share photos and see photos of communities that students took and communities around the world. So how the project is, it's on the wiki, and you just have to tweet me or email me. And what you do is your class signs up and they take photos of their community and then attach the hashtag #OurCommunityEd, and then they'll be able to see if you search the hashtag, you'll be able to see all the photos. And we had our first outside of North America participants showing photos from London. That's really it.
That's great. That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Thanks for that. Deb, you're up next. Would you like to just double click on your slide and push that out for us? We'll just check that we can hear you as well.
Can you hear
Deb.
me now?
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason my headset hasn't been working. I'm not sure how to get to the slide.
Right, so there's a little page explorer box, which should just have opened for you because I've just given
A little
moderator.
page explorer
Right.
box. Let's see. Oh, I see. Got it. Here it is. Oh, great. Okay. So I just started this in September, so it's kind of taking we really need more participation for it to really work out. It's called the Global Rock Newbery, and so all spring and summer I worked on finding books that were possibly up for a Newbery, and kids vote. So they vote. Each book has its own blog post, and they need to vote on the book kind of according to the way the Newbery Committee votes on it, on certain characteristics. And then at the end in January, we're going to have, before the actual Newbery gets voted on, we are going to make a decision based on our choices. So the only trouble I have is the reason why it kind of needs a wide participation is just having enough books. So in our school, we downloaded them to Nooks. We have 35 Nooks, and we downloaded like 3 of each to Nooks. But it's still, once in a while a kid would get a book and they'd say, oh, I'm not really crazy about this, and I would never have a kid, finish a book. So I think it'll be better the more people have really started participating. I've noticed this week. So it's great, and I would love to join classes too. Like I'm a school librarian, but I would love to also have some Skype, conference situations too with the whole thing.
Brilliant. Sounds good. Tina, you're going to be up next, so I've just given you moderator rights so you can find your slide if you don't mind. Thank you. Thanks very much for sharing. That's brilliant.
Thanks.
Thank you, Tina.
Okay, thank you. I found my slide. I'm not exactly sure how I push it out. Can you see my slide, the Edmodo Pen Pal project?
Yep, you've done it.
Okay.
You've done it.
Perfect. Okay, so the Edmodo Pen Pal project I developed a few years ago just runs along the same line as if you were doing a pen pal project where you would write a letter and mail back and forth. But instead we used Edmodo, which is a closed social learning environment. The children get into groups. I put about 4 classrooms together, try to get an international flavor if we can, keep the children in age-related groups as well. And then we just give them different suggested topics to talk about. And with the new Common Core, the listening and speaking component, they would like the children to get into discussions back and forth with their peers. I am currently in the process of redeveloping the project. I'd like to give it a little bit more structure this year, maybe include images as well. So I'm hoping to start sign-ups in January, and we'll get the project off the ground in February. And you can email me or Twitter me if you have any questions. Thank you.
I came in at a good time, apparently. I'm so sorry.
Exactly the right time. You timed that perfectly.
I kind of hit traffic, rushing to get home in time.
Oh, wow.
So, hi everyone. I guess I'm talking about this project. We're starting the project soon, after Thanksgiving, so it'll be the beginning of December. We're starting the project, and we're really looking for a way to connect with other people and have children recognize that the people around the world are just people, not enemies, not someone to be afraid of, not someone to think is odd or different, just other people. And so we're going to use math to do that. We're going to use data. So we're going to start with simple data like the temperature and precipitation, and then we're going to get data about the way people live, first, like, what's the population of your area, but then we're going to start going into things like what religions do people celebrate around you or practice, what holidays are celebrated, what books do people like to read, what movies do they like to go to, what games do they like to play. So once we'll start with the simple data and then get into what makes us people. And then we can share all that information. So each class will be able to share, this is what we do for fun here in New York, which is where my class is. And this is what we do for fun in Taiwan. And this is what we do for fun in different parts of Australia. And, whatever. I want the children to see each other and feel comfortable with people from around the world. And I teach 5th grade. We do, Tony, have a participation page on the wiki, but if she didn't sign into the participation page, then you won't know that you're there, that she's there. And we would love people from all over the world to come join the project. Right now we have a couple of people from the U.S., we have a lot of people from Canada, we have someone from Taiwan, Australia. We're missing Europe and Africa. We would love Europe and Africa and South America to get in there. But
Great, that's going on my Twitter feed right now.
Deb, I love your idea of infographics to record the data.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much. Yeah, and Steve, yeah, get involved. Let's tweet it, let's get it out there and get some more people involved from Europe as well. I think you'll find a lot of variation across Europe. Brilliant. Emma, I think your slide could come up next if you could push it out.
Cool.
There you go. I've got it.
So the project
There you are, I
that
got it.
I've been involved with or started working
No
with
problem.
some teachers in New Zealand was a project called Flick It On. It was about a collaborative filmmaking challenge. And the idea is that we get students from different classes and from around the world to collaborate on different movies. And so the aims of the project really was to grow student learning through the effective use of film, to enable them to communicate their ideas through digital literatures, and to also support collaborative teach professional learning and sharing. And so what happens is the different classes or teachers sign up from around the world, and we connect them with each other, and there's 3 rounds in the project. So we put three classes together ideally, and the first round is where everybody makes a silent movie. So each class involved makes their own silent movie. We usually give a theme or an idea that kind of ties the films together. And then you flick on your silent movie to the next class in your team, and then students have to watch it and interpret it, and then they have to add on voiceover and sound effects. And then once they've done that, they then flick it on again to the next person in the team, and they then add on music to create mood and emotion. And so lots of interpreting, lots of digital literatures going on, and the students just absolutely love it. And we started off just locally with local schools in Nelson, and then last year we had some Australian schools involved, and then this year through the use of the global classroom, we've been able to connect teachers from America and China and Australia and New Zealand, and so it's quite an exciting project. And we're in the middle of the project at the moment, so we're just going on to the 3rd round where we're adding the music and to add for mood and emotion, and the next project starts kind of around about March time next year.
That sounds absolutely fabulous.
And the kids really love it because they love
Thank you very much for explaining that so clearly.
The whole movie, digital kind of stuff they love doing and making movies, and then the whole anticipating the next round and seeing what they've got to interpret, and the laughter and the fun that goes along with it and the engagement is just stunning.
Fabulous. There's so many skills involved in that as well. I can see that you're really combining a lot of literatures that are really useful.
We had a question.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for telling us about that.
Yes, and it looks like Deb has a question
now?
about
Sorry.
how long does it seem to take to finish the rounds on that, Emma?
So the initial round with making the silent movie, because that's the biggest round to do really, because the whole idea is you're given a theme and you've got to interpret that, and you've got to storyboard and actually make the silent movie. So we have a 4-week block to do that. And then the next 2 rounds, which is adding the second round, is the voiceover, where the students have to watch and then write a script and then record their voice on top of the silent movie and put some sound effects in. We give 2 weeks for that. And the final project, again with the music, it's 2 weeks. And we've had a mix of different ideas. I mean, some we try to use or encourage people to use copyright-free music and sound effects. And so there's various places on the internet where you can find those. And in our last project, we actually had a class that created their own music, which was really cool. That's the first time we've had that. And yeah, so the second 2 rounds, there's 2 weeks each, and that's really they're a lot shorter. They're not as intense. Having done the rotation or the Flick It On project several times now, we're probably in my 4th round of doing it now. You get faster and faster at doing things, and yeah. So I encourage everyone to sign up and do it more than once. But yeah, no, it's really good fun. And this time I'm having quite a few emails back from the teachers that are participating, and they're telling me how much their students are enjoying it. So yeah, I'm really pleased that it's been so successful for using Global Classroom.
That's great. Thanks very much, Emma. That doesn't sound like a New Zealand accent to me.
Oh, no, I'm from the UK. I've been living in
I
New
thought as
Zealand
much.
about 5 years now, 6 years.
Great. Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Now, Louise, you're back. So can I sort of jump back to your slides now? Can you tell us about your project?
Yes, let me. These projects, the Passion Project was sort of a brainchild of our Hello Little World Skyper group, Steve Sherman in South Africa and Janet Barnstable here in the United States, and some other people were talking about how we can promote passion and get our kids engaged and excited about learning. And so this is just really just sort of a suggestion for teachers to use to get their kids thinking and passionate about things. And so I actually did participate in some of the projects that were suggested here. Dot Day, International Peace Day, talking about Veterans Day, just really engaging your kids and getting them really globally aware, and then having them use different tools and working with other classrooms. And that's really just the thing that we want to do here with these passion projects. It's not really one project per se, but more just a sort of a promotion of let's get our kids passionate and thinking and promoting empathy and all of that kind of stuff. There is a wiki that Janet Barnstable is managing, and so she is posting projects on there for people where they could share what they're doing with regards to this. But this is something to look at, and it's a sort of a good place for someone to get their feet wet if they're not sure what they want to do globally and how they want to work with their kids. So this is a really good place to start. The next project was the brainchild of Reinhard Marx and Janet Barnstable, both Hello Little World Skyper people. And this game came up, and I think Steve Sherman as well came up. It's called GeoGuessr, and you use the street view on the map where you think you are, and then it will tell you how close or how far away you are, and you get points depending on how close you are. So the goal is after you're doing 5 of these pictures, you get a final score. So Janet came up with the idea of doing this project where your classrooms have teams, and they try to earn the most points. And they're going to issue certificates and all of that. So that's kind of a cool project, and it's a really fun one for the kids to be able to use the maps and work on their geography. And there's another good beginner global classroom project to get started and to get connected. We call it Mystery Location because a lot of educators are now starting to use Google Hangouts, and then some of our Apple educators are using FaceTime. So there's different platforms to use for video conferencing, so we don't want to just limit it to Skype. But generally, most people call it Mystery Skype. And what you do is you connect with another classroom, you use your map skills and communication skills, and your kids ask yes and no questions back and forth to try to determine the mystery location of the other classroom. And it's a lot of fun, and it's for all age levels. My second graders do it. We have Skype with first graders who have done a very good job at it. And then my second graders have Skype with older students. So it doesn't have to be just, second grade to second grade or third grade to third grade. It can be all different mixed age groups. And we learn from each other. We mystery Skype with a class the other day that was in 4th grade, and they were talking about regions. And so we learn things from them and learn new map skills from these other classes as well. When you go to the mystery location page on our wiki, right about in the middle, there's a link that says Find a Classroom. And we have a page with almost 200 classrooms on there that's sorted by continent, time zone, and then you can also go over and see which age group they are. So it's a great resource, and all of these teachers are willing to connect and Skype with you. So don't be shy. Please reach out to any of them and contact them. And it's a great place to to meet and get connected. And well, let's go ahead and let Garrett talk about the Project Purus, and then we'll let Connor talk about the Open World Project as well, because we promised that they would have time to do that. I missed so much. Has everybody had a chance to talk about the projects this year?
Yeah, and people have been brilliant. You've all managed to find your slide very quickly and move in. I'm afraid, as you probably realised, I'm not as familiar with the project as Louise is. Gareth, I've just made you a moderator, so I don't know if you've got slides on the uploaded slides that are there already, or if you want to load some content.
Alright, this is my first time using Blackboard Collaborate, and I didn't know we could put slides on, but I posted a link of some pictures in the chat box for people to look at while I'm speaking.
Ah, brilliant, great, okay, thank you for that.
Alright, am I able to speak now?
You are indeed. You can switch your video on if you would like to.
Alright. I'll probably just leave it off because I think it might mess up my computer and make it go slower.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
My name is Garrett Wilkinson. I'm a senior in high school, and I'm a believer in the power of relevant young adults. I am the creator and co-founder of Project Purus. Project Purus is a small, non-profit organization that works to provide water filtration systems to communities that have problems with waterborne illnesses. Something that's unique about Project Purus is that it's entirely led by high school students. So far, we've provided water filters to the Sav School in Nepal, 5 facilities of an orphanage in Nepal, and this week we're delivering filters to 5 churches in Laganov, Haiti. We're currently working on raising the funds to provide the families of the students of the Sav School with filters of their own. We plan on providing an abundance of filters so that Govinda, the schoolmaster, can use them to provide incentive for families to send their children to school. The Sav School project was our first project, and it was why we created Project Purus. We could not have gotten our start without the guys from the Open World Cause and, of course, Global Classroom. As I see it, Global Classroom is more than just a way for classrooms to connect with each other and learn together. It's also a way for people around the world to help each other. In this sense, it's more than just giving to a cause. The people you've connected with become your friends, and you feel this binding commitment to help them. Open World provided the Sav School with laptops and internet access just because they could, and now we're working to provide the families of the students of the Sav School daily access to clean water, something that not all of them have at the moment. As I understand it, none of this could have happened without Michael and Deb at Global Classroom. So on behalf of my team at Project Purus, I want to say thank you to the Global Classroom guys, as I know our lives would be significantly less awesome without you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for expressing that back to the Global Classroom community. It's an amazing community, but what an amazing cause as well you have going on there. Brilliant.
I'll put my email in the chat box if you guys want to ask me questions later.
That's a great idea. Thank you very much, and we'll connect, and we'll certainly be taking a look at Project Purus. Rose has asked to say some words about her project. Yeah.
Rose from
yes,
Bulgaria.
We can hear you.
I want to say some words about this project. I talked about it in summer. Maybe you remember it. About T-shirts, making paper T-shirts. It is for students, I think, for elementary level. I made this project in e-twinning lab with 25 teachers, partner teachers from Europe, and it is very successful for now. And I want to join this project to the Global Classroom. I think that kids will enjoy making paper T-shirts. I'm sorry I have not a presentation, but I can tell some words about it, what happens in that project. Partners are going to make paper T-shirts, decorate them, and write peace messages on them. It is a project about learning through doing and putting peace messages on these T-shirts. Okay, children are going to do these T-shirts from a colorful paper, and they are going to write their motto and slogan for peace on them. Instructions how to make the T-shirts are given by Bulgarian and American students, partners. Last year I made this project with my colleague Samantha Milford from New York, and her third graders and my third graders collaborated on a wiki, and they show how to make this. My Bulgarian students showed to American, and we made the T-shirts together. And we have blocks with videos and very good materials to show the world how to make this T-shirt. Each project partner chooses the design of his or her own T-shirt and writes his or her messages on it. To present the T-shirt, participants on the project need to take a photo of this T-shirt, to make a short video for the working process, and to put these resources on a blog. Bulgarian. Yeah. We are going.
That sounds great. Sorry, Rose. Sorry, our time is really short, so I'm just going to ask you, Louise has put a little message there. She's asking you to get in touch with her, and so that we can add the project to the Global Classroom Wiki.
Here it is more about the project. I'm putting the link about main names and wiki. I made a wiki about the project. It is here, putting the link of the wiki, and
yeah, just pop that in the room. Thank you. We need to move on now. So so thank you, Rose, and thanks for sharing your project details. Ben and Connor, can I ask you to join us now? To press your talk button so that we can hear you. I think you've identified yourself. Here you are as Open World, so let's just give the moderator
can you hear us?
There we go.
Hello? I'll provide a few links in the chat box to begin. First, this is just our website. The second link we're posting is just an example of schools which have partnered with us in the past. And then just our Facebook page too, as that's probably just the easiest way to stay updated on what we're doing. All right, so Open World started a couple of years ago during our senior year in high school.
Great,
and
thank you.
What we did, it was a senior legacy project. We actually were at the same high school that Garrett is attending right now. And we raised $5,000 over the course of 4 months to bring 2 laptops and internet access to the SAV school. At the time, the SAV school is, as I'm sure some of you are aware, the SAV school is an under-resourced school in rural Nepal. And their dream was to actually have a library in their own school, because they at the time didn't have access to get online. The teacher actually had to walk an hour and a half just to get to an internet cafe where he could get online for an hour at a time. So what we wanted to do was to provide them with the resources that would allow them to be able to kind of reach out, to reach the entire world using the internet, to be able to access different resources that would give their students more opportunities to connect with classrooms around the world. And so since that time, we've been able to bring a new library to the SAV school. They've been able to, we raised money so that they could actually, one, repair the structural damage they had to one of their buildings due to their monsoon season, and also provided them resources so that they were able to purchase new books to fully fill that library. And since that time, we've also been able, as Garrett explained, we were able to partner with Project Purus, which allowed them to have clean water straws so that the children who actually come to the school have access to clean water. Before that time, they used a pipeline from just a river that was about 10 miles away. So the water that they had was unfiltered, and also they were prone to different bacteria in that water as well. So we were very happy to partner with Garrett, and are hoping that we can actually partner with more of these types of projects in the future.
And this is Connor talking now, and I'm just going to explain, just to wrap this up really quickly because I know we're short on time, what we're doing as we move forward. Actually, in the near future, we'll be redoing our website, and what the future looks like for Open World is sort of a story of global collaboration and connecting with teachers around the world to help make the staff school not only more connected socially, but to open up potential opportunities so that other schools can do similar things. Because if we can do this with the staff school, we believe we can do it with other schools around the globe. The long-term goal for the Open World Project at this moment is that we're actually fundraising again in order to build brand new school buildings for the staff school. As Ben mentioned, their buildings now are built out of brick and mortar, so they're prone to damages during the monsoon season. And if we build new buildings, we'll also be able to give them electricity and running water, which is not a privilege they currently have. So I think that wraps everything up as we move forward. Ben and I are both college students at the University of Kansas now, and we've been trying to get a student organization on the ground and running. So I think that about wraps everything up. If you guys have any questions, we'd be delighted to answer them.
Ben and Connor, I want to thank you so much for being so precise and quick there and getting some great messages in there for us, and that's brilliant. I'm asking people just to give some feedback on today and how they've got on today and the presentations they've seen. We're putting constraints in here, 6-word story, just 6 words that give an impression of the last hour and what you found out. It's certainly been hugely, hugely informative for me and very exciting, and lovely to hear that it's not just teachers here leading the way. These are students who are having great ideas and making them work through connecting globally. Brilliant, really inspiring stuff, guys.
Thank you, Teresa, for holding it all together for us as I was jumping in and out of the classroom.
You've had an interesting evening, haven't you?
Yes, I'll be interested to see what the recording is like. So anyway, we appreciate everybody coming and pitching their projects, and we're more than happy to help anybody out promoting their projects and getting more projects added on and getting participation. And I'm so proud of the work that we've done over the past 3 years with the Global Classroom Project, with our amazing projects and the learning, the innovation, and all the things that are happening with us. So thank you very much for attending, and just go ahead and finish writing on the board, and then we'll be closing out the session here in just a second.
That's great. If you're not sure how to add your comment, just click on the A and then click on the page. And from there you should be able to type in your comment and then press enter to make it appear. And if you want to move it or resize it, pick up the pointer tool at the top of the tools, and then click on your message, and then you can realign it and move it to where you want it. Great, thanks. And Open Worlds, we've got a Gmail address there for you, so you can contact those guys because they are doing some really, really useful things here. Brilliant, a really inspirational night, and I think, Louise, we've done a good job. We've managed to get everything in an hour, and somehow we've held it all together.
Yes,
despite
amazing,
the challenges. So great working with you all the way over there in Texas from Warwick here.
Right, and if anybody has any,
I'm on Twitter.
If anybody has any questions or comments, they can tweet that on the Global Classroom Project, on Twitter. We use the hashtag Global Classroom, and you can reach Michael at GCP Organizers with an S. And I am Mrs. Morgan's class, and then we have Teresa at Warwick Language. So Thank you so much. Oh, and I didn't do Teresa's light, right?
Don't worry.
So we stop. Are we ready to stop the recording?
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.